When you're stuck at home, well, you're not alone. It's Grey Mid Best Friends. Grey Mid Best Friends. Ah, wee.
Thanks for tuning in to episode 11 of Grey Mid Best Friends. I'm your host, Tyler McClure, and with me is my co-host, Bryan Double Entendre Smith. How you doing today, Bryan?
Oh, good, Tyler. How are you?
I am doing great. It is a beautiful day outside, and I'm very excited to not spend it outside. Very excited to sit down with one of our Mar Sci data nerds, the surprise ringer from last year's volleyball season, a man with opinions on how to spell Bryan, Mr. Bryan Kaiser.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Of course. How you doing today, Bryan?
I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah, that's a lovely backdrop you have there. Yeah. Let's get right into it. What is the correct way to spell Bryan?
Oh, are you asking me or
Him? Which
Oh.
one?
All Bryan opinions are welcome.
Yeah, no. Obviously it's with a Y.
That's great. So how do you guys feel about people that spell it differently then?
Monsters.
Oh, it's awful. Every time I meet a Brian, I instantly size him up, and first question you ask him is, how do you spell your name?
Bryan, we know through stalking your Facebook that you were able to grow a mustache at a very early age. Where's the mustache today?
You know, it's been put to rest a little bit. And ask anyone that knows me, but I was a grade school legend. So yes, I started a mustache in fourth grade. I hit puberty, you would say a little early. So I had a mustache all through grade school. I shaved it the night before my eighth grade pictures.
Are you and you're like a regular mustache guy? It's not like a handlebar thing.
Yeah, I could do it all. So just give me a week.
Can you not shave until next Thursday so we can show how the progression goes?
I could try.
Also, continuing the train of us stalking you through social media, know that you came from Ipsos. Was it a really difficult transition to agency life?
Not really. I've worked in a lot of different places in my life. So I've been a carny, aka rides operator at Coney Island. I've worked at Riverbend pouring beer for a number of years. I've worked in a library setting at Ohio University. I've worked in the athletic department at Ohio University. I've worked in the sales office. And then I did work at Ipsos, which was, kind of a gateway to an agency where they thought they were an agency. But when you come to Gray, you're like, no, you're not an agency. I think what really helps is just the people at Gray are super nice.
What would you say when your time working as a carny prepared you the most for working at Gray?
Yeah. I don't know if either of you have ever unloaded a Ferris wheel that is fully loaded that is running backwards. So that's pretty high pressure stuff. You could imagine how that would be on video nowadays and people would be freaking out.
You were a multi-sport athlete, were you not?
Yes. Grade school legend, football, basketball, baseball. High school, I have a long sob story, which we could share for another time, but ultimately picked up wrestling in high school and played a little bit of baseball. But in high school, yeah, wrestling was the main sport I did, and it was weird and also awesome.
So shifting gears here, how have you been, staying sane during the pandemic stir craziness?
Yeah, there's been a couple shifts there. I would say, there's kids in daycare and kids not in daycare. So kids in daycare has been great. The shit of it when they were at home was, awful. I hit rock bottom probably 4 different times. My wife's a marketing manager, but she's actually a fellow associate director now. She got promoted during this. So she's busy doing, marketing type stuff, stuff moving quickly. So, it was crazy for both of us during that while.
Do you have any other fun quarantine stories of like the 2-year-old just teasing the 7-year-old or any craziness that's happened?
I'll say the coolest thing I think that's happened was I picked up a blowtorch or a flamethrower, like I like to call it, that hooks up to your propane tank, and it's used for weed killing. You put on some headphones and just get weird look from the neighbors and just burn stuff essentially.
Big fire guy, fireplaces, flamethrowers, just really into fire. We are going to take a quick pause from the interview to hear from a very, very special sponsor.
Gray Mid Best Friends is proudly sponsored by the Graphics Interchange Format.
Greetings from Miami. Thanks for having me in your podcast, guys. Tyler, I like your style. Purple is the color. Make sure you're wearing that hat whenever you're sending a reply all. The art of the reply all or any unsolicited email is the GIF. If you can have a really good GIF, you're good to go. Back to you guys.
Wow, what an amazing sponsor.
Yeah.
Bet no one saw that one coming. Thank you. We are right at the time for the very appropriately named Gray Midwest Hot Seat. As is a time-honored tradition, do you know the last picture you took on your phone?
I do. Technically, it was probably my leg on accident.
So we kind of approached this one already. I was going to ask if you had a job in high school, but you had like 16 by the sound of it. So I'll ask, what was your favorite job?
Oh, it has to be working at Coney.
Bryan, you mentioned you have two children at ages 2 and 7. What are their names?
Sloan is 2 years old. Sloan means warrior girl. Bauer, my 7-year-old, that means farmer.
What do they want to be when they grow up?
Warrior girls and farmers.
Well, I assume, but
Bryan, what was the last thing you watched?
I watched the movie Friday last night.
Do you have a guilty pleasure TV show like Brad Geiger's very into Bravo?
Yeah, I am a closet Ancient Aliens fan. Love that show.
When it comes to the band Panic at the Disco, do you prefer them with the exclamation point or without the exclamation point?
We'll go with the exclamation point.
What celebrity do you think you'd have the best chance of a bromance with?
I would say Vin Diesel because we look very similarly.
What's your favorite band?
My wife and I actually both really like Blink. We go to a lot of Blink shows, Blink 182. I will tell you a fun fact. I literally have hardly any music pre or post 2005. So I still have my iPod. Actually, it's probably right up here. Boom. Right here. This has got all my music in the world from college on it. So this is some good stuff right here.
Is Blink 182 considered classic rock now?
I do, I think. I don't know if you've ever listened to any classic rock stations, but it's humbling what they do play on that.
Bro, what's your favorite brewery in the city?
I'm a little bit loyal to Mad Tree. I was at the opening of that brewery, and we had some mutual friends, Brady, and I know Brady from Mad Tree pretty well. And I was there to support him, and I quickly realized he did not need my support because that place was going to blow up.
Favorite Mad Tree beer?
Psychopathy. I'm a big IPA guy.
So, Bryan, do you and Brian Smith sometimes get together in the office to make fun of the people who spell Brian differently?
No, but I did show up to his house one time. He was supposed to have I was new to Gray, and I heard he was having a big party at his house last year. So I thought that was going to be our opportunity to really hang out and stuff, but he didn't answer the door. So,
Bryan, do you have a favorite vacation spot?
It's going to be cliche as hell, but Hilton Head.
Bryan, Father's Day just happened. What'd you get?
I got a t-shirt. I got a Lego cup. I got a bunch of stuff from my desk. My wife was really thoughtful about me going back to the office, and I had to tell her I'm not really not allowed to have anything on my desk. My daughter got me a hammer, which was really cool and sweet. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's like a real hammer that she made in daycare.
Bryan, if you could eat only one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'd have to say pizza because I feel like that's the only thing. I eat what my kids eat.
Bryan, how do you take your coffee?
Black.
So that does bring us to the end of Hot Seat. So we just want to ask you one final question, and that is, what do you want to say to your coworkers at Gray Midwest?
Well, I've been in the office twice so far. So I can honestly say this still. I hadn't been a lot of people there, but I do look forward to seeing everybody. That's our culture is there. It's very different than you're at home. I think a lot of people have adapted to working from home, but keep in mind there's a lot of new faces in the office and everything. So I feel for the people that haven't even been to the office and met everybody and established those relationships. So it's going to be really, 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 really great to just be back with everybody and look forward to that and hope everyone's doing well.
That's going to be the end of our show. Thank you. You all have been an amazing audience. And with that, we're going to turn things over to our good friend, Mr. John Stickway. Take it away, John.
Good night, Ray.
When you're stuck at home, well, you're not alone. It's Gray Mid Best Friends. Gray Mid Best Friends. Ah, wee.